We are at my daughter's today, as you can see, and she is making a black cherry
soda pop jelly.
Soda pop jelly. Yes. So I've never heard of it, but it sounds yummy. And she is using, what is it? The black IBC black cherry.
Yep.
So I'm gonna let her take over because I have no clue as to what's gonna go on here. So go ahead, Amanda.
Okay, so as you guys probably a lot of you know, fall is canning season, right? And most of us are super busy. We don't have time to make fresh fruit jellies or whatever. You know, sometimes we do, but you know, when you get busy, it's hard. But anyway, so we've got black cherry soda pop jelly is what we're going to be making. And with this recipe, you can add any flavor of soda. You can do Mt.Dew, Dr. Pepper, root beer, Coke, whatever, Pepsi, doesn't matter. You cannot do diet soda with this recipe, but I'm not sure what would happen, but anyways, I've just been told not to do diet soda. So this is a sugary jelly, but I promise, like if you give these for Christmas gifts or whatever, kids gonna love Mt.Dew jelly.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, Dr. Pepper, I know it sounds weird, but it's really good.
Sounds good.
I like black cherry, but again, whatever flavor soda you want, you can do. So, let me grab the pan first. Okay, so you're gonna add 28 ounces of the soda that you choose. Again, I'm doing black cherry, and I like to dump it kind of high because I'm reducing the foam. So if you just kind of dump it all in, and then you're gonna add 1 package of powdered pectin, the fruit pectin. So I like Sure Gel, but whatever kind you want. There are recipes that use liquid pectin, but the one I use is powdered. So then you're just going to dump the pectin in there.
So it's 1 full package then?
Yep, 1 full package of pectin. And then we're going to put this on the stove and bring it to a rolling boil.
Nice.
So I'm just mixing in the pectin and the soda right now. Okay. And I've got it up on high, and we're just going to get it to a nice rolling boil.
So should you sit and stir it constantly while it's...
Not necessarily at first, but
just sit and stir it
I just stir it to get the pectin mixed in, and then once the pectin is mixed, you can kind of let it sit. But as soon as it starts boiling, you want to get it to that rolling boil where you're just mixing constantly until it can't be mixed down, and then that's when you're going to add the sugar.
Oh, okay.
And then you're going to mix that up, let it boil for 1 minute hard, and then remove from the heat. So,
oh, okay. All right. Nice. And then you're going to put it in jars, right?
Yep. And then we're going to can it, and we're going to bottle it.
Okay, so now do you just leave yours on the shelf, or do you put it in the freezer?
So this is shelf stable, and we're doing water bath canning. We're in Utah, so we do it about 15 minutes. The normal recipe calls for like 10 minutes of a water bath, but with your elevation, you know, add or subtract depending on what that is. Right. And this recipe makes 5 of the half-pint jars. I'm going to do a few of the quarter-pint jars because I'm going to give those away as gifts. So, but yeah, it is a good recipe, and I promise everyone will like it.
Sounds good. Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, the Dr. Pepper and the Mt.Dew are probably the most popular ones. I think the recipe originated in Texas from what I found on it. So,
right. Oh, okay. So you just found it on the internet one day, or?
Yeah. So I seen a video and someone was making Mt.Dew jelly, and I thought, that is so weird.
Right.
Mt.Dew jelly.
Yeah.
Like, who wants, I don't know, jelly flavored like soda pop?
Right. but it sounds good.
But then I had a friend that made some Dr. Pepper jelly. I tried it and I was like, that's really good.
Yeah.
So I decided to do soda pop jelly. So yeah, as soon as that starts boiling, we'll get mixing in the sugar and
yeah, sweet.
But we'll put the recipe in the comments. But it's 28 ounces of soda, a package of pectin, and then 4.5 cups of sugar.
So 28 ounces of cola or 20?
Yeah, 28.
28.
Yeah,
okay.
28 ounces of soda, whatever. Again, whatever flavor you want.
Okay. And 1 box of pectin?
1 box of pectin, yeah, which is about 6 tablespoons.
Right.
Of the fruit pectin. Like I said, I know you can use other pectin, but if you use the standard pectin, you need a ton more.
Like the liquid or whatever?
Yes, just make sure it's fruit pectin.
You're right.
Okay. I have done a liquid pectin with other jellies, but not this one. So.
Right. And this is what helps it set up, right?
Yeah. And then, it'll be shelf stable. The recipe says it's best within a year, but probably most of you know who can, or even if you don't. Jelly generally stays good for about 2 years, so I think the recipes have to put a shelf life of a year on it, but I mean, it's up to you. When in doubt, toss it out. But pretty much a year is it won't last a year anyways, but a year is the shelf life as far as the recipe goes.
Right.
So.
Yeah. That house that I lived in Vernal, they had an old type of shed onto the side of it, and they kind of like dug it out, and it kind of went down in. And the lady that lived there in like the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Well, she had a whole bunch of canned food in there.
Oh.
And a whole bunch of jellies and stuff.
Yeah.
The oldest one was like 1963.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, right?
That's a little old. I don't know if I would dare to eat that one, but.
Right. Okay, so I did pop open one. And it popped open and everything. It was sitting really good. And of course, it had to have been sitting in there since 1963.
Right.
And I did taste just a little taste of it. It was good. It was actually good jelly.
I mean,
so
in a life or death situation, I might eat 40-year-old jelly, but probably not normally.
But I was just kind of curious, I thought, well, if it gets me sick, maybe it won't be too bad just by tasting it. Just a little
bit would probably be okay, but I wouldn't dare. I mean, I'd be too scared of botulism.
Right, so. But, like I said, the lid popped and everything on it. It had a really good seal, and there was nothing wrong with it. I was surprised that it tasted so good. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a minute.
Right.
Waiting for something to boil.
Yeah.
Like.
Waiting for a phone call.
Yeah. Waiting for paint to dry.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. What did you make on your last video? Philly cheesesteak things, right?
Philly cheesesteak hamburgers with hamburger. Yeah,
with
instead
hamburgers.
Of steak. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So ground up burger.
Yeah. Philly cheesesteak hamburgers. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So.
That sounds good. I was watching the video and I'm like, that would be so good over French fries. Like, seriously, deep fried French fries, throw that stuff over there, throw some cheese over it.
There you go, without the buns.
That would be, that would be good.
That would be yeah, right. Yep.
Super good, I think.
Philly cheesesteak fries.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do a video on that.
I think it would be good.
Yep, sounds really good. Yeah, and then also, a lot of people have been asking me in my comments when we're gonna do some soups.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be doing soup soon. I made some chili the other day, and I thought, I need my mom over here.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do soup soon.
Yeah. So what happened with your chili? Did you just put a lot of stuff in it, or?
So we had leftover pulled pork, and what we did is we'll make a bunch of pulled pork all at once. We smoke a ton of it at once, and so I don't know if it's the shoulders. I think it was the shoulders. My husband smokes whatever you make pulled pork out of. Right. Anyways, there were like 6 big ones, and
wow.
So he smokes them all day, like 13 hours, I think.
Wow. Right.
And then what we do is we just shred them and cool them down, and then vacuum seal them and put them in the freezer for easy meal prep.
Right.
And then it's really nice because you just you can take them frozen, cut them out, drop them in the Instapot, and they will heat up like super quick, and you have nice, fresh, hot pulled pork. So,
right.
Anyways, nice. He left out like 2 pounds of pulled pork, and I said, that's too much, you need to freeze some of it. And he's like, no, it's fine, we can eat it. And I'm like, okay. We've had pulled pork like every night last week. Right. I mean, I did nachos, I did enchiladas, I did chili, I did carnitas, I made a casserole, and we still had some left over.
Right, and at the end of the week, you're going, I think I'm tired of
I'm
pork.
like, okay, I'm done with pulled pork. I love it, but like, I can only do so much to
Right,
it. So.
Yeah. Well, that's one good thing, though. You can make it a million different ways, you know.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is almost to a rolling boil. It's kind of at a simmer right now, so and as you can see, my big pot back there, I have water to do a water bath, and then a little tip, I don't know if many of you know, but if your cans come out with like hard water or dry water spots on them, if you just throw a splash of vinegar in with your water, it makes it so you don't get those water spots all over your bottles.
Oh, okay.
So, do you know what I'm talking about when you pull out your canning jars?
No, I actually didn't know that.
So, have you ever had that happen though when you pull out your canning jars?
Yep.
And you're like, gosh, these were sterilized, they're clean.
Right.
And it looks like you have hard white water spots. Right. If you just throw in a splash of vinegar, it makes that not happen.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's a very good tip.
Nice.
Sweet.
So,
okay.
And I've got my jars. I got my jars sitting in some hot water in like a 13 by 9 pan.
Right.
They're sitting in real hot water.
Yeah. And then you got your lids in here and really
And then I have my lids that are cleaned.
Yeah.
You wash them for soap and water and put them in the hot water.
Nice.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as this starts boiling.
Starting to boil.
Okay. Whoops. Okay. It's almost there. You gotta wait till you can't stir down the boil. So you gotta have a hard rolling boil.
Oh, okay. Right. Yep, it's boiling, but not hard enough, I guess, right?
It's almost there. Almost there.
Oh, and also, I had one of my prizes that I was given away a couple of weeks ago. It went to Christine Davis in North Carolina. They sent it back. I got it back this morning, and they said that it was unable to forward it or unable to deliver it.
Undeliverable,
yeah. I'm not quite sure what happened, but
tell her to get a hold of it.
yeah, if you see me, Christine, if you see this, get a hold of me at hcopper43@aol.com and give me your address again. I don't know why they sent it back to me, but I was really surprised. It's like my husband came in this morning and he goes, oh, you had a package that came back. I just had to pay the postman $3.50 or something. And I was like, what? And then he goes, well, he left already. I paid him and he left. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then he came back with the package. And he's like, no, this was not... I guess they thought there was not enough postage on it when I sent it out, but there was. But he just said that it was not deliverable or something like that. So anyways, the postman came back and dropped back the package off to me. So anyways, if you see this, yeah, get a hold of me and Give me your address one more time, and we'll see if we can't give these out to you that you won. They were just a couple of Christmas ornaments, so maybe I had the address wrong. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, something happened there. So if you could just get a hold of me, that would be awesome. There was a few other people that didn't get a hold of me either. I don't know, maybe they lived too far away or something, or maybe out of the state, or
yeah,
you know, like maybe Germany or something, or Canada or something like that. But because it is kind of expensive to ship that far, even if it is something small. But I'm not quite sure why they didn't get a hold of me. But anyways,
they might have
it's
just
all
missed
good.
their name being called.
Yeah, or they could have probably walked out of the video, you know, out of my live.
Right.
And then, yeah, not knowing about it, so.
Okay, so I just added the sugar because it was at a rolling boil.
Okay.
So right now I've got to stir it pretty constantly.
For 1 minute.
I'm just waiting for it to, well, I've got to bring it back up to a boil.
Right.
And then as soon as it gets back up to a boil, I will stir it hard for 1 minute. And then we'll take it off. So.
It looks like jelly.
It looks like syrup right now.
Well, yeah, but.
Yeah.
It looks like it's in the process of being jelly.
Right. It's almost there. It wants to be jelly.
Nice.
So, but yeah, it's nice to be able to just add whatever flavor soda pop you want. So, again, I'm thinking for Christmas, I'm probably gonna do Mt.Dew. I'll probably just do the little quarter pint jars.
Right.
I know I'm gonna do some Coca-Cola, and I was thinking about like the Sprite with cranberry in it. I thought that might be good too. So
yeah.
We'll see.
Sprite with cranberry, huh?
Yeah, they do a cranberry Sprite every every Christmas or whatever.
Right.
So I was thinking that, or I don't know. I even thought about doing some cream soda, but I don't know. It might be good, but I don't know.
Cream soda has a different taste to it.
I love cream soda, but I'm just thinking jelly. I don't know how good it would be. Jelly.
Yeah, because it kind of has this vanilla taste to it or something.
Like butterscotchy almost.
Right. Yeah, butterscotchy.
Kinda.
Yeah.
But it's taken a minute to get back up to a boil, but it'll be there soon. And then when we're done ladling it into the jars and filling them, we'll drop them in the water, and then we will pause the video and come back in about 20 minutes. So.
Sounds good.
Okay, it's back up at a boil. It doesn't quit. I do not add butter to my jelly like a lot of people do to skim off the foam or to dye the foam down. I just usually skim it off with a spoon. So, just water, all right. My daughter wants a glass of water. She doesn't want to come over here and be on the video.
Right.
Come be over here on the video.
Come on, Lucky. No. It's not live. We're just doing a video.
She doesn't know.
She's like, no.
Alright, so it's at a super rolling boil. It looks foamy, and that's normal. And you don't have to skim off the foam if you don't want to. It's just aesthetically looks better.
Right.
A lot of people do, but it doesn't taste gross or anything. It just looks a little bit weird. So.
I'm going to Hope's house.
Huh?
I'm going to Hope's house.
Hey.
She just lives down the road.
Love you, bye. Almost rolling boil. Okay.
Okay, so you sit and stir up for about 1 minute, right?
Yep, once it gets to a nice hard rolling boil where it can't be stirred down.
Okay.
And then we'll take it off the heat and we'll start ladling it
Into the jars? Okay.
Into the jars.
Alright, so which ones are you going to put it in first? These ones here, or?
No, these ones right there.
Right.
Like I said, I'm going to do some half pints and some quarter pints.
Okay. Yeah, them little ones are really nice to give for Christmas presents.
They are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you do? Like tie a ribbon around them or something? Or?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends.
Right.
All right. So jelly.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Looks good to me.
All right. So I'm gonna try to just get all the foam into one. Once you take it off and it stops boiling, the foam will kind of settle at the top.
Okay.
And I just take a rubber spatula and I slowly just kind of pull the foam all into one corner of the pan.
Okay.
And I wish I could show you this. It's hard.
You want me to show 'em a little
You
bit?
can. So, see the foam? It'll settle at the top.
Right.
And I just slowly pull it over like that.
To one side?
To one side, just to make it easier. And then I just skim off.
Okay. You just
skim off the foam with the, I just dump it in the sink.
Right, with a little.
And yeah, with a metal spoon.
Right. Okay.
And like I said, a lot of people will add a tablespoon of butter to their jelly to help reduce the foam.
Oh, okay.
You can.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. There's something weird to me about putting butter in jelly, but I
Right.
don't know. That's just me.
Right.
Anyways, so that took all the foam off.
Okay.
And now we'll grab our nice, clean, sterilized ladle.
Jars.
And these things are fabulous. They're
Yes.
well, yes, the jars are clean too,
Right.
but
Yeah, last time when I went to do my salsa,
mhm.
I couldn't find mine. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I ended up having to fill my jars without it.
Oh yeah, I have to have this thing. And
yeah.
so with this jelly, you'll do a 1/4 inch headspace. So these little things are fabulous. They're
Right.
like $1.50.
Nice.
They're not expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They're nice to be able to get the correct amount of headspace
Right.
that you need.
So a 1/4 inch instead of a half, huh?
Yeah, most jelly you only do a 1/4 inch headspace. So
It's been a while since I've done jelly, so
yeah.
yeah, it's been actually quite a while. I haven't done jelly for years.
And I generally do like an apricot jelly or
Right.
I tend to do jam more than jelly because
Right.
I like jam a little bit more.
Mhm.
Just because I don't like the chunkiness of jelly, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I like the nice smooth jam, but
Right. That looks like it's already setting up.
well, it will start to a little bit.
Once it starts cooling off.
Yeah, I mean after you process it. So one thing to know about jelly or jam, even whatever,
Right.
is once you process it and you let it sit for a little while, 24 hours.
Right.
The first time I did it, I thought my jam is not thickening. What did I do wrong? And the very first time I made jam, and then I started reading up on it, jelly and jam can take 2 weeks to set fully.
Oh, okay.
And so if you are concerned, it's okay. I know that sounds weird, but give it 2 weeks.
Yeah, see, a lot of people, I belong to a like a jams and jelly type group on Facebook. And a lot of people were saying, oh, I just done jam and it didn't set up. What did I do wrong? And it's like, well,
you got to give it 2 weeks to do a full set. And then, like I said, I know that sounds like a long time. It'll be canned the entire time.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it didn't fill.
Right.
It just means it's not set yet.
Yeah.
So
give it a couple of weeks.
Yeah, give it a couple weeks. Give it 2 weeks. And I mean, if it doesn't set, then I guess you got syrup.
Right.
So
time to make pancakes.
Yeah, time to make pancakes, I guess. you better bust out the magic marker and change the label on the jam.
Ooh, you know what? That sounds really good to do too. Is syrup.
100%. Yeah,
syrup.
you can make syrup, and honestly, you can do syrup. Almost identical to doing jelly.
Right.
So, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You can turn it into syrup if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds yummy. Yeah, I don't eat pancakes very often. Martin loves them, but
I do not.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of pancakes.
Yeah, me neither.
However, if you are ever in Utah or you live in Utah and you have not been, there's a place called Penny Ann's.
Mm-hmm.
And they are famous for their pancakes.
Okay.
And Penny Ann's Cafe, and there's a few of them around Utah.
Uh-huh.
And I will tell you, we went in there and their pancakes are amazing. Amazing. Yes, I don't work for Penny Ann's.
Right.
I found them one day. We went in there. It's just like a little diner.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, there's 2 or 3 of them in Utah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That will turn any non-pancake lover into a pancake lover. For sure.
Right. So is there one located close here or
Salt Lake is
right.
our closest.
Right.
You know, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, 100% Penny Ann's Cafe has amazing,
Try 'em.
amazing pancakes.
I mean, sometimes I'll get the hanker for like pancakes or something.
and then you
But
eat
then
them
I
and you
make
realize
them-
you don't like them.
Well, I'll have like 1 or 2 bites and it's like, okay, that's enough.
Nobody wants
Right?
soggy syrup bread. Yeah. I'm the
So
same
I
way.
don't know.
But I'm telling you, Penny Ann's
Right.
is the
I'll
way
have
to
to
go.
go in there and try them then because, I mean, I kind of like pancakes, but not a big fan.
I don't know what they do specifically to their
Right.
pancakes, their secret recipe,
Mhm.
but they're
Well, they
amazing.
might use just homemade real buttermilk in them.
So I know one thing they do add sour cream in their mix, and
Okay.
I don't know if that is what does it, but
Mhm.
this is just excess that I had left over.
Right.
I won't bottle this. I will just
Use it.
make it cold and
Right.
it'll gel up and we'll just eat it within a few days.
Right.
Okay, so now you want to take a plastic utensil, just a nice clean one, and you're going to kind of mix a little bit, but just kind of up and down, pop all the bubbles in your jam.
Right.
I give it a super nice slow stir at first.
Mhm.
It's okay to have some bubbles, it's not
Right.
a big deal, but
Mhm.
you want to get down in there and pop any of the big bubbles.
Right.
So I just kind of do it in an assembly line process. I fill it, I then pop the bubbles, I wipe my rims, put the lids on, and drop them in the water. So
Nice. Yeah, it looks like it's already trying to
it
set
is.
up,
It's if you look
so-
at the if you look at the handle on this,
Yeah.
it's getting solidified
Right.
jam on it already.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
there should be no problem with this stuff setting.
Right.
All right. Okay, so now I just take nice clean water and I take a paper towel and I rim my
Right.
jars and I go over it with water and then I do it dry just to make sure there's nothing sticky on there.
Right.
Yep. And with everything I bottle, you know, you want to do this the same way. You want to pop the bubbles and you want to clean the rims of the jar.
Yep. Gotta make
And-
sure they seal.
Yeah, you want to make sure they seal.
No debris on them at all.
And then,
Yeah, it's amazing how much stuff you still get on the rim even though you use one of them.
yeah. Oh, it helps for sure.
Right.
Trying to bottle without one of those ladles is.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it. I'm sure some
Right.
people are, but I am terrible at it. I
Right.
get it everywhere.
Yeah.
So that ladle was probably the best thing I ever purchased for
Mhm.
canning.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
And you can even purchase canning kits also.
You
that
can,
have,
yeah.
like the
They'll have, yeah, the
Like
little
one of
headspace.
them,
They'll have the gripper. They'll
Right.
have the ladle,
Yeah.
things like that in them for like 10 or 15 bucks.
Yeah.
They're pretty cheap. So,
Yeah. Yep.
and you can buy things off Amazon and stuff like that. So, almost done. Got 2 more to wipe. And these jars are hot, hot, hot.
I bet. Well, yeah, with boiling stuff in them.
The boiling syrup, yeah. The stuff with sugar in it. It's like when I do salsa, the jars cool off a lot quicker.
Right.
But when you do jelly, it's like that sugar holds the heat so long and so much that it just stays so hot.
Yeah. So, and then, so now when you put the lids on them, how long do you put them in the water bath?
So, like I said, I'll do 15 minutes because of our elevation.
Right.
But it depends on where you live. If you're at a higher elevation than Utah, you probably want to do 20 minutes. There's an elevation calculator.
Right.
All right. So I have my nice clean lids here, and I just kind of drop them on a paper towel, and then I stick them on. Sorry, I'm not looking into the camera. Trying not to be too quiet.
Yeah, it looks like, oh my gosh, it's already setting up. I can't believe that it's already setting up.
It is, yeah.
Yep. That's nice. You know, I've never ever thought about using soda pop. Never.
Yeah, so the recipe, from what I understand, originated from Texas.
Okay.
I found it on Better Homes and Gardens.
Okay.
I do not follow random canning recipes I find on the internet because some people practice really bad canning habits. I try not to.
Right. Yeah.
I don't flip my jars upside down. I don't store my jars with rings on them. You know, things like that. I make sure I do proper headspace. Okay, and then when you tighten, you're gonna do what's called fingertip tight. So you're not gonna tighten them
Real
crazy tight. You just
gonna screw them on.
you just want to screw them on, and then as soon as it starts giving a little leeway, just stop.
Right. Okay.
Obviously, you want it tight enough that water's not going to get in there, but if you do it too tight, it won't let the excess air escape, and you will have broken jars. You can still end up with broken jars just because when your jars go in the hot water, some may break.
Yeah.
Last year was my first year of having a broken jar ever, and I only broke one.
Right.
But I'll tell you, it scared the crap out of me when it broke. So.
And after that, it makes a big old mess. And
and then it makes a big mess, and you have to pull all your jars out and get new water, and it's a pain in the butt. So.
Yeah.
All right, so I have these on. I'm gonna drop these in the water, and then we will come back in about 20 minutes. Once I pull them out, and I'll let my mom taste test this. We'll put this in the freezer and let it cool, and so we'll be back in a minute.
Yep. Hello everyone, and we are back. Now Amanda is pulling the jars out right now, as you can see. And they've been in for what, about 20 minutes?
15.
15. They've been in for 15 minutes in a hot water boiling bath. And so she's just pulling them out right now. And so how long do they have to sit now?
Well, you want to let them sit for at least 24 hours before you mess with them at all.
Okay.
24 hours to let them fill properly, and then you can take the lids off, the rings off. They're already pinging. I can hear them.
Yeah, I can hear them. I don't know if you guys can hear them popping, but yeah. Nice.
Alright, and then I was gonna let my mom try it, but it's only been 15 minutes. I'm gonna just show you this real quick.
Okay.
So this jelly's just been sitting in my fridge for 15 minutes, and it's already super gelled.
Yeah.
So
looks good.
So I threw a little bit on some crackers to let her try it.
See how good it turned out,
Yeah.
huh?
It is good. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the soda pop jelly, like I said, we'll put the ingredients in the
description.
In the description, yep. So any soda pop, any flavor you want. I was gonna ask you really quick, on our last live we talked about someone emailing you to see if they wanted to do a live with us. Did anyone email you on that?
You know what? They haven't.
Oh, okay.
They talked about some gravies, some Brussels sprout gravy or something like that.
Okay.
I think that we talked about in
But someone talked about wanting to do a live with us.
Right,
and they were supposed to email you, and nobody has yet?
Nobody's emailed me, but I've got a lot of comments that I haven't went through all of them yet. So maybe I just need to go through all my comments and see. But yeah.
So if you guys want to do a live with us, and we'll do like a screen share thing.
Yeah.
And we'll get a live together, and we'll pick a soup or whatever recipe to do, and you can get the ingredients, we'll get the ingredients, and then we'll make it together one-on-one and just chat live with everyone.
Yeah. Have a couple of people join us.
So email. You got to email her and tell her if you want to do it. So
email me.
Send an email.
hcopper43@aol.com.
Yes.
Yes, and this is the end of our video. Please subscribe to me if you haven't. Please
hit that like button.
Yeah, hit the thumbs up button and ring that bell so you get my notifications. You all have a wonderful day.